Okay.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Truuu Talk podcast. This is episode 9. And tonight we are joined by, of course, the Truuu Talk First Lady, Miss Chidi. Miss Chidi Bang Bang.
Hey.
And man who needs no introduction, Mr. Truuu Talk himself, Mr. Ashley.
Yeah.
We have a special guest in Cher. Hello, Cher.
Cher's frozen.
She's frozen. And of course, myself, DJ Sticky Fingers.
Hey,
and
Sticky.
Hey, Sticky. Tonight we're going to be talking about revealing black truths, i.e. inventors and writers. What things are the government not doing in order to help society? And also, lastly, should families still converse with your ex? Now, as I said, the first one we're talking about, yeah, exactly. First one we're talking about is revealing black truths, and we're going to be kicking off with Ashley. Ashley, over to you.
Yes. So yeah, remember last week I was talking about how Black history should be taught, and the only thing that they teach about Black history is slavery and Black oppression and things like that. Yeah. And then recently I've seen something which I've always said, but I've seen something that said, oh, Beethoven, the plot thickens. Beethoven was Black. Yeah. But my thing was this: I've always said England's history is there's a big gap that's missed out, yeah. So it goes from the Black Depression, yeah, and the Black Death to where all the people are dying at 30, they're throwing shit out the windows, and then all of a sudden they got Renaissance era where these men are creating poetry, music. You get me, symphonies, plays. You get what I'm saying? How did they go from that to that with no story in between? You feel me?
Yeah.
Well, obviously, I'm aware that there was obviously Black people influencing Europe at that time, bringing culture to Europe, bringing music, bringing sanitation, bringing instruments, bringing all kind of different things to Europe. Yeah. And not only that, they were also having children with Europeans. And then the children of the Black people were obviously, they were taught different things. They had different skills to the local people of the place. You know what I'm saying? They had different skills. They were obviously, their teachers were Black people, their parents, their grandparents, whoever their family members were that were Black, that were teaching them these things. And then they became famous. So only now people know that, or people are saying that Beethoven was Black. But most of these men that were great at that time, that were special at that time, were mixed or had some Black heritage, you feel me? But it's only now we're going to start hearing about it because people are not afraid to say it. Because Black people, they know this thing. They know it. Do you get me? Like, it's not like hidden knowledge for them. They know this. So when they're speaking about it, people will believe them. When man was saying it, people are looking at man like, how the hell do you know that, bro? You get what I'm saying? But I've been saying this because I knew this from early. You know what I mean? They don't want to be honest about how much we influence not only like African culture, but we influence British culture, we influence Spanish culture, we influence all of the cultures, Moroccan culture. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to be open and tell us that. You know what I mean? But they know it, and the information's there if you're willing to go to look for it. You know what I mean? But they're not going to teach us it in school, but you can definitely find the information. You know what I'm saying? If you ask the questions, you know what I mean?
I think it's about if you go out there and you want to learn about these things, they're never going to tell you the great things that Black people do. We already know that from the education system, if you learn anything about Black history in school or, you know, within the education system, it's always the negative or, you know, the oppression and the bad things. Whereas Black people have done a lot of good things. Like, even the other day, my daughter told me that the woman who invented the first, like, sanitary towel was a Black woman. I was like, wow. And, like, she's digging now, and she's actually learning about these things because of everything that's going on in the media. I think it's just making Black people and white people as well, and people from all different cultures. Like, I've got like some of my white friends, and they're saying I've been learning about so many different things within Black history, and they didn't know a lot of things, even things I didn't know. Do you get me? So yeah, I think it's all good. What do you think, Cher?
Well, for me personally, as a child, like, I never really learned much about Black history in school. I think I had one lesson on Martin Luther King, and that was it. So everything I learned was like by myself, or, you know, from my family. And watch Hidden Colors is a really good one. So that goes into detail of why, like, certain things are hidden and what kind of things are hidden. So kind of knew from that Beethoven was Black. And it's really interesting because a lot of things that are made out to be white are not actually white. You know, a lot of it is Black, and it's
connection's a bit mad.
Yeah,
Connection's a bit mad, yeah.
I was just texting you.
You can't see me.
Your connection.
No, I can see you, but it's a bit jumpy.
Your connection is just a bit jumpy.
But I definitely see when the Hidden Colors, yeah, that was where man started. Like, Hidden Colors was where man started. Like, I think the first time I stumbled across Hidden Colors was probably about 6 or 7 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Probably even more than that. But I feel like that was the start of my spiritual awakening, as some people might say. Yeah, because I feel like once you learn how great, once you know that you come from greatness, yeah, and there was greatness before you, and there was people that achieved more than, like, even like Mensa Musa, who they obviously talk about him on Hidden Colors. When you talk about the world's most wealthiest man, the man that was more wealthy than, you know what I'm saying? And this is an African man who traveled the whole of Africa in bread. You feel me? He just traveling the continent, donating bread for the fun of it, just because he's up like that. You know, like that. Like, them kind of things inspire, man. When I heard that story, I said, yeah, I want to be rich like that, and I want to be able to, get me, do the same kind of stuff. Even learning about Black warriors and shit, like, there was so much information that just empowered man from watching the Hidden Colors. So anyone who hasn't seen it, I would advise you to, you know, just go back and check that out, because that definitely opened up. What did they say? That awakened my DNA. Yeah, definitely.
So quickly, just to say, Kaiser Soza 99 says, Black people invent everything, fuck the world and the haters, we all know the truth.
Man, like Kaiser.
Well, damn.
This guy, you know, Kaiser, can I just say, he is so passionate about the Black race, about the Black culture. I have never met a person who is so passionate. I don't want to say his ethnic background. I know, I don't want to say that he's Indian, and he's not, but I think he is. He's somebody I know from Cardiff, and he's so passionate. I know that he wanted to have a discussion with Ashley at some point as well about his views on what's being done for young Black men and what's not being done as well. So, yeah, big up Kaiser.
Kaiser just says, I'm Pakistani. Hello.
Okay. I didn't want to get him wrong.
Big up Kaiser.
Yeah.
Kaiser, feel free to come on when you're ready. You get me?
Exactly. Exactly. Kaiser's going to get on.
I had to talk with him before, and he said the world's not ready for what I've got to say, Chid. But I said they are. We need it, you know. So Kaiser.
Well, if there was ever a time, now is definitely that time. You feel me?
Yeah.
But what I was gonna say, this is just to throw a little span in the works, just to answer the question, because I was watching something, I was watching Reggie Yates, and he was in Russia, and they were following the Russian nationalists, and I was watching it, and then I was thinking, most people would say that Russian nationalists are racist, but when I really listened to it, I didn't really find them racist. I just found them as, you see how pro-Black people are, like how more Black people now are saying that they're pro-Black, and then white people will be like, "Raw, that's racist." Like, do you get what I'm saying? It's the same as like a Russian nationalist, saying, "Raw, Russia is for white people and white people should be with white people, and breeding with black people is fucking up your DNA. Yeah, people will say that's racist. Yeah, but then if a pro-black person says that, yeah, like Africa's for black people, Africa should be black, and black people should breed with black people, and shouldn't. You know what I'm saying? People wouldn't. You wouldn't necessarily straight away think of it as a racist thing. You would think, oh, they're just pro-black. You get what I'm saying? Does anyone understand what I'm saying? Or where I'm coming from?
No, we do. Sorry, I was listening. But then it depends, because white people think it when.
But me, what I'm basically saying is, I don't think that being a nationalist is necessarily racist. Whether you're a white nationalist or pro-black, I don't think it's racist necessarily. I think it's an ideology that people perceive as racist because it isolates them. You get me? But I don't think it's actually a racist thing. If it's not racist for black people to be pro-black, it shouldn't be racist for white people to be nationalist or pro-white. Do you get what I'm saying?
For real.
So we'll jump in there. So, I can't say this. Tutty the booty, rather. Reading it correctly. He says, that's true. Kaiser Soldier says, well said, bro. 100% agree. This is think. And then Mick Loco says, just me. I'm just chilling. And then Bambeezy says, everybody's racist to some degree. Also, Bambeezy says, everybody's racist to some degree.
Everybody, I don't know.
And Kaiser Soldier says he'll be on in 5 minutes.
Okay,
he's coming. Come on, now.
So I know you said that
in the link.
Yeah, same link. So I know people said that everyone may not be ready, but to be fair, everyone's opinions is valid. Everyone all has different opinions, right? So if you want to join in, Chidi or Ashley will send you the link. Come in, jump on. Like Cher jumped on today, and she's going to tell us her views. I know she had a bit of Wi-Fi issue a minute ago. I think she didn't pay her internet bill. I think that's what it was. So Cher, tell us what your thoughts. Let me just unmute yourself. But yeah, what's your thoughts, Cher? You got to press unmute though.
I just think it's a sticky one, because obviously I'm mixed race, but I've grown up with my black family, so I just think it's really about unity and coming together as people. You know what I mean? Regardless of if you're black or you're white, I feel unity and just building something, like building a family system, building something which is not racist, and basically, I'm all for black love, black power, and all that myself. I wouldn't necessarily race for that. I feel like racism stems from something deeper than that, It stems from control, manipulation, and just basically the system as a whole. Yeah.
Hey, I want to read one of his messages quickly. Tutty the Booty says, I was in USA in East Atlanta, pushed by a black big girl for totally no reason, purely because I was only white person in Walmart. I did not say a thing, but my black Creole friend wasn't happy about it. Says, imagine the reverse situation, I would be called racist. I wish we had more people forget the colour. You know what, on that, right, can I jump in there quickly? When people say forget colour, I do get a bit annoyed by that phrase, not seeing colour, because I want you to see my colour. I'm a black man. If you're white, if you're mixed, if you're Pakistani, it doesn't matter. It's not an issue. Don't not say you can't see colour, because then you're forgetting who I am. I'm a black person. Just treat me equally. That's all. It's really that simple, right? Just treat me equally. But yes, I'm a black man. I'm black and I'm a man. See me as what I am.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts?
On what particularly? Because obviously I heard two things that I was going to address. I heard the first thing what the lady said about being the only white person in a black area. Because obviously what I was going to say, which kind of, I'll talk about both of the points, yeah. First I was talking about being a white person in a black area, because obviously me, I've got I've got a few white friends that man chill with, that man grew with, that man see it all the time. Do you get what I'm saying? And only because he gets it can man be a certain way to him and him not be offended. Do you get what I'm saying? Because he's the white boy amongst the black youths. Do you get what I'm trying to say? To be the white boy amongst the black youths, you've got to have thick skin. Like, trust me, bro. Like regardless, it's not, obviously, people are going to say, some people say it's not racist, yeah? But if he wasn't the white boy, he wouldn't be at the butt of the joke like that. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So technically it is racist, isn't it? Do you get what I'm saying? But obviously he's not offended because he's part of the team, innit? But he gets that he's the white boy amongst all the black youths. But I just think to myself, I don't know how I would feel to be the black youth amongst all the white youths and they've done the same thing. You get me? Or made me feel like I'm that black youth amongst all the white youths. You get what I'm saying? I don't know if I would be able to take that. You get what I'm saying? But that's just me being honest, knowing that I've got a white virgin and I know his experience. You get me? Like, I know his experience being a man around the man there. You get me? And I was talking to him, I was saying to him, bro, I kind of think it's like this, yeah, subconsciously. It's like, bro, we're not gonna give you no easy ride in the hood. Why? Because in life, your ride is gonna be way easier. You get me? And it's not even like I'm justifying it, but I'm saying we were having a deep conversation where I'm trying to like understand or understand why it is that it's kind of like that. Because obviously when he was in the hood, it was difficult for him for a while before he was around the man for years and everyone kind of knows him. Beforehand, it was rough for man. You get what I'm saying? And then obviously we was talking about it and I was saying, Ross, kind of like in society, we got it difficult. Like we can't move past the fact. If I'm with you and we've been together, got stopped, and he's got things on him and he's good. Man ain't got nothing, and man's getting harassed. You get me? So he gets that. In society, it's easier for you, bro. So in the hood, man ain't gonna make it easy for you. Do you get what I'm saying?
Let me run points quickly. So Kaiser Soze 99 says, when white people shout white power, it's okay. When Asians shout Asian power, it's cool. But when black people say it's a crime. Let me go back to what Ashley was saying earlier. Truuu the Booty says, I mean, we are all humans. Going back to the point about being in Walmart and the only white person in the store being pushed. Mick Loco says, if someone pushes you, or for whatever genders or ethnic, why would you, I'd be racist? I don't know what they're trying to say there. Mike Loco, please explain that one. Truuu the Booty says, see, in America, they are very divided. Here in London is okay. I'm from South, so I'm always with black people. We come more. Mike Loco says, you got pushed by a human, and first thought was, if I did that, I'd be racist. Bambi says, that's what I'm saying. Mike Loco says, always with black people, you should be more educated. Oh my God. We want to start no war, okay? No wars.
No, I get what he's trying to say. But you can't take away I get what he's saying, because he's saying the person pushed you, not necessarily a black person pushed you. A woman pushed you, not necessarily a black woman pushed you. I get it, but obviously she felt like, I got targeted because of that. That's why.
It's down to feeling. It's how you feel. I've been in a situation. I went to Carnival one year with my white friend, and to me, I personally thought she took the piss. Like, we got dressed. She came out of the bathroom dressed in African attire. I had to look at her and say to her, what the fuck are you doing? Like, my girl was darker than me. Her spray tan was just black. Like, she curled her hair. She did the most, you get me? And I said to her, you are not coming to Carnival, yeah? Looking like that, walking with me, are you all right? And like, she actually did, like, she was making up she didn't get it. But I said to her, okay, but when you get shit now from other black women, that's on you, brethren. You're not with me, innit? So obviously we went to Carnival now, and it got to the point where these two black girls said to me, sis, beg you tell your friend, because I want to punch her in her face because she's actually taking a piss. She turned around and said to me, it's because I'm white. That's why they're doing it to me. No, it's not. I'm not saying this is not for the person in the comments or anything. This is just I'm just giving you an example. And I just said to her, it's not because you're white, yeah. It is, but it's not. But you've got to understand, you're a white woman dressed in African attire, yeah? You've gone all out on your spray tan, you've curled your hair and done the most, yeah? we're going to be offended because I'm offended. You've offended my whole, do you get me? Everything, my whole spirit. Don't think I'm going to be friends with you when we go back in it because of this. Because I get the cultural appreciation. I get that you might be a white person who has black friends. Yes, you can respect their culture and all those things, but at the same time, do not try to imitate it. You know, all this imitating, this blackface stuff, haven't got the time, energy, or nothing for it. And I'm sorry, but I have to say it, and I will say it on a live. There are a lot of white women doing that these days. That's all they do. They've gone from the point of putting their mouth on black women and saying all kinds to now wanting to be us and having the same attributes as us and paying a whole heap of money and doing all kinds of foolishness too, so they can have what black women have been blessed with naturally. And I'll say it, I don't care. Anyone wants to argue, come in and slide them in.
I'm going to read a couple of messages. No, I agree. I 100% agree with you. Let me read a couple of messages and we go off to share, right? So Truuu the Beauty says, I also lived in Nigeria and that's a whole different nice experience in the USA. Mick Loco says, I'm irrelevant. Okay. Oh, it's irrelevant, right? Why would her first thought be that? That's racist. I think going back to what Ashley was saying as well. K Face says, Chid. I can't believe someone did that. Embarrassing. I agree. That is a bit silly, but you know, that's a whole other conversation. Well, it's the same conversation. Truuu the Beauty says maybe she sees that as embarrassing culture, whereas others see it as mocking culture. Going back to what Chidi was saying with her friend. Chidi, are you and her still friends?
No.
Okay, good. And same as all dressed kimono and Raina look like. I don't know what they're trying to say. We don't know what it is. And Bambi says, make sure you don't wear weave then and white looking hair. Ooh. Sure, what's your thoughts?
I see what you're saying. Because it's like I said, cool. From what Bammers is saying, yeah, I'm gonna do the devil's advocate thing, yeah. Because it will happen, black culture is going to be, well, it is already dominant culture, yeah, in terms of popular culture, yeah, black culture is popular culture, yeah. So it's going to come a time where the definition of beauty or how people perceive beauty is going to come further to our side, yeah. It's gonna come that time. So when society becomes, when black women become the ideal of beauty, are you gonna still feel like it's wrong for white women to try to imitate it?
Well, yeah, they shouldn't be trying to imitate us. Why?
But then, like what Bams is saying, when the white standards was the ideal of beauty, black women were trying to imitate it. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Because it was normal part of the culture to look.
Yeah, but I think that's down to
you have to have straight hair, or you have to have a certain look to look nice. You get me? And that's what people felt. So when the culture changes and you have to have curly hair to be buff now, and you have to have, do you get me? You have to have thick lips to be buff now. You have to have hips and back to be buff now. You know what I'm saying? You see, it's happening, bro. It's actually happening, and the shift is changing. So, is it really wrong that they're following the trend when trends have always been followed anyway? Do you get me?
Well, from my personal experiences with white women trying to imitate black women, it's just fucking annoying. It's really annoying, and it gets on my nerves. And it's a lot of the time. I'm not saying all the time. I think, you know, if a woman wants to go and if she wants a woman lips bigger, go and do that. If you want a bigger bum, go and do that. I'm not saying for you to not do it, but don't do it just so you can attract a certain man, or just so that
who's going to be that though? Who's going to be that?
Yeah, it's
I'm saying not now.
But they're not always.
What about in 20 years? What about in 50 years? Yeah, where there's going to be a bag more of mixed race people. Do you get me? And brown people. Yeah. So it's going to be more normal. Then what about then when it's normal to look brown, to look black, or to have that kind of look? Like I'm saying, it's been normal forever for women to have straight hair and wear wigs and do this and do that and do that. It's been normal forever. So when I'm saying when braids are normal, when K-rolls are normal, when curly hair is the norm, then is it going to be okay for them to try to imitate it?
But
Not
that's
now,
what they
because
want.
right now, I get what you're saying. You're saying, hold on, guys. Last year, you lot was dissing, man. And what this year now, you don't want to try to be, man. I get it. But what about in 20 years? When they ain't been dissing, man, for last year? When they've been loving man's thing for you get me? When their kids are, you get what I'm trying to say? What happens
If it's for the right reasons, it's got the right mindset behind it. If it's natural, I think if it's natural and it's real, then yeah, I'm all for it. But when it's
Because
forced,
I think it's going to happen.
It's
I think
weird.
all girls are going to try to look brown. They're all going to try to have, you know what I'm saying? All going to try to find that at some point in time. Maybe not tomorrow, but I think in 20 years, like, that's going to be the thing, isn't it? That's everyone's going to try to look like curly hair, try to look a bit brown, I think so. That's what I think. Yeah.
Let me jump in there quickly. So first of all, shout out to Lady Molasses joined in. Cave Face says, and white people retaliate then, like, oh well, black people bleach their hair and straighten it, etc., etc. Again, about what Ashley's saying. Two Debater says, I was saying many also like Chinese geisha, is that you pronounce it? Look, many girls do Korean, Japanese look as well. Bambi says, why not though? There's a lot of messages here. K-Face says, I think the motive behind white people trying to appropriate black culture and black people doing white stuff is very different. Mind me though, I am a white, but even I notice it. And Mick Loca says, what if you grow up in that culture? Now, before we go on to the next part, so I know Cher hasn't said much, and we've also got a guest. We should actually welcome our guest. Guest, hello to you. Good afternoon, good evening, good night.
Yo, show.
Kaiser, man, like
big up. Well done, Kaiser.
Kaiser's had his hand up, so welcome, Kaiser. Can you hear us, Kaiser?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. So we're going to go to you, then we're going to go to Cher as well, right afterwards.
Yes, my brother.
So what's your thoughts? Tell us your thoughts, Kaiser.
Sorry, but I couldn't hear you then. Say that again.
I was saying, what's your thoughts on what we're saying?
To be honest with you, man, he's saying a lot of deep stuff, but you know what? I think everybody's missing the big point. Like, people are looking at white people about racism, but you want to watch the fucking Asians as well, you know?
It's all right, but the Asians don't run man's schools and that. The Asians ain't the people that's running man's police force and the hospitals and that.
Oh, when it comes to
all we got to do is go, you know what I'm saying? So they're not really
when it comes to the police force, like, a lot of people are not going to agree with what I'm saying here. Do you know when I seen the riots in America and over here, I was fucking happy. I've been waiting for this shit for a long time. Sometimes peaceful protests don't work. You gotta fucking mash up businesses and fuck these motherfuckers. Forget what people think about you guys, bro. Fuck them. Let it be. Let it be. What they fear black people uniting, yeah? So that's all I want to see. Fuck what people think, bro. Because you know what? You've gone past that point about thinking what people think. This is why black people have, like, not moved forward, because you care too much about what Asian and white people think. Fuck them. Fuck them. Straight up.
I hear that, bro.
Think about your people. Do what's best for your people. Like, buy from black businesses. Like, fucking open black businesses. Work amongst yourself. One thing I realized, when Asians work amongst themselves, it's fine. When white people do it, it's fine. But when black people do it, it's a fucking problem. And you know what you want to do? You want to stick this finger up at a man. That's all you need to do. Do it about the feelings. Take some of that and stick it right up there, man. Sorry about my language, bro. But I just get pissed off lately about all this shit.
Yeah.
Your language is fine. Your language is fine. Don't worry about that. Cher, what's your thoughts? Cher, what's your thoughts on this? Cher, you're muted though. Unmute yourself.
Cher, you're muted.
You're on mute now.
Hang on.
Yeah, I feel like there's so many levels to this. There's just so many different levels. And like when Chidi was saying about cultural appropriation and appreciation and stuff, I think there's a thin line between it. And like, for example, there was this African designer, and this was a white lady, and she designed these really nice outfits. And, you know, they sold at a really, really high price. But then you have other African designers whose things are equally as good or even better, and their things are selling and not selling at that high price. So it's like, I feel like you shouldn't be stealing things unless you're really appreciating and, you know, appreciating black people, not just, you know, being greedy in a way.
Can I ask you a question? Actually, this question is actually to Cher and Chidi, right? So you guys, can you appreciate without appropriating?
Cher, do you want to? Yeah, I believe that you can. I believe that you can. I don't think that you should, you know, appreciating something for what it is in all its glory and respecting it. For it's like if you know, I've got white female friends who will look at me as a black woman and they're like, oh my God, you're a beautiful black woman. Do you get me? And they respect it, and your family are from this place, or you know, and
yeah. But
then you've also got those people who just look at you to imitate you and to beg it. Really, that's what I can't. I'm not for that. When there's a difference for me. There's a difference in appreciating something and then just trying to take on forcing those values. Like you're Caucasian, you're from the Caucasus Mountain. You're not from where I'm from. You can't, no matter how hard you try to do the accent, no matter how much you braid your hair, no matter how many black dicks you bounce on, you're not going to be my colour. It's not going to make you my colour. So, and it's like, you know, I've had like discussions with white women and they're like, yeah, but it's my preference. And but then preference is different. If that's your preference and it's what you're attracted to, fair enough. But why do you have to try to adapt the culture in order to appreciate them? If you love that man, if you're with a black man and you're a white woman and you love him, surely you should love him for the person that he is, not just the colour of his skin or the size of his penis or what colour your baby's are gonna be. Amen. You get me? Like, am I right? Amen. I don't know. This is just my view on it. Like at the end of the day, you know, when it comes to,
I think it is. I think it's so much more personal to women, to our women, because of how they've been treated and how much. The lack of appreciation that's been shown. You know, like everyone's got their culture from black women, everyone, but yet no one thanks them for it. Do you get me? That's why I get why black women are so annoyed about it. Like, hold on, now you lot want to try to get me? Because obviously for man them, people been acting like man from the jump. Do you get it? Because we've been cool forever, innit? So man them have always been trying to act like man. Do you get it? So for us, it's not offensive. For us, it's got to a point where we're like, bro, just because man talks like this doesn't mean that man's acting black. We even say that. We say, bro, if man's got a new era hat on, or man's got on J's, or his swag is correct, or whatever, he talks like a Roji, how comes we associate that with being black? Everyone says that. Like, man, anyone can act like a road man, and we won't necessarily say he's acting black. We will say it, but we'll judge ourselves. We'll say, no, that's not fair to say, because black people can act anyway, innit? You get what I'm saying? So I think that's why people have always imitated black people. Do you get what I'm saying? So I think it's I only say that because it's gonna happen, and I know, and I don't want black women to fucking care so much, because at the end of the day, imitation is the best form of flattery, and regardless, it's wrong. Don't get me wrong, I get the basis of it, but you're not going to stop it, is what I'm trying to tell you. Let you know now, because we couldn't stop it. We weren't rated at first, but then everyone wants to be a nigga now. So what I'm saying is, it's going to happen, bro. Everyone's going to act like you like. Whether you like it or you don't like it, get with it, man, and understand where it is.
Yeah, no, of course.
Because you're the thing to be. You get?
Yeah, I do understand, but it's just like, I don't know, as a woman, it's just quite hard. Like, I've had arguments with black men saying about, I don't do black women. And I'm like, but your mum's a black woman. You came from a black woman. Do you know what I mean? How can you put your mum... I just think black women are the most undervalued, underrated. As much as people are putting us out there on this platform now, but that's only now because of our attributes and whatever, and because of our beauty that's always been there, but it's only just getting recognised. I just think we're the most undervalued human beings on the fucking planet, to be honest, by our own race. by our own and by...
But this is the thing, you see, if we have that conversation, we got to go deep, yeah? And I think it's not like, I think that's a whole next day.
Yeah, definitely.
Because, you get me? I think there's so many layers to that, you get me?
Yeah.
Regardless, like, man still know, like, the black family thing, like, men ain't rated, bro. So, men are gonna, so there's generational things that need to be built and dealt with. To why black men feel a certain way to black women and why black women feel a certain. You get me? We know deeper than that. There's reasons why, and it's not just like, oh, black women don't appreciate. No, black men been start the family for generations now, bro.
I'm talking more
man got now. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I'm saying there's deeper reasons behind that. It's not just. Like,
yeah, of course.
You know what I'm saying? Because even things that I've been through and my little brothers and little cousins and I had to watch, man, go through. Yeah, and now they're in certain relationships, and I'm not judging them for it, bro. I can never.
No, yeah,
right?
no, of course.
They have to watch, man, do man's thing, do it right, and still get. You get me? Still feel like, bro, I watched my man do everything good, and still get. You get me? Still made to feel like, oh, you're just a nigga who ain't doing enough. Do you get me?
Yeah, no, I'm not even talking about that. I'm not even taking it there, but I'm just.
Deeper thing, though. It's a deeper
It is
thing.
deep. It is deep. There's loads of things. There's loads of different parts to it. I'm just talking more in the sense of, it's like, for me, you know, white women want to take on. They want to take on the persona, the looks, the attributes, and everything. But then they don't want to take on the struggle that comes with it because they will never have that struggle. They don't want to take that.
But that's the same, bro. That's what I'm saying. Man will be with like the certain things will happen to man. You'll have Asian brethren, black brethren, white brethren. At certain times, obviously it's a bit different for Asians now because obviously the feds are kind of a bit more onto them, yeah. But there was a time where you get me. Everyone else is getting pulled aside, bro. It doesn't matter. You can wear the same clothes. You can walk with the same walk. You can smoke the same weed. You can do the same shit, bro. The Asian youth's line is probably better than man's line.
What about Ask Kaiser?
The pressures ain't the same, but that's just how it goes, though.
Ask Kaiser, what's it like for you?
Hold on. Trudy, before we go to Kaiser, hold on. Let me read some messages quickly, right?
Okay.
All right, 1 second. Kaiser, we'll go to you, then we go to Kaiser, then we go to Cher, all right? So Tutti the Booty says, I am born and raised in Lithuania and never seen a black person until I came to the UK. We back home used to get tanned and brown, as that for us is a sign of a holiday, at least back then. And then it says, I went to Nigeria and they saw so many African dresses for me, but I couldn't wear it here because people think I'm taking the piss. K Face says, preference with the privilege of still being white to those. Tutti the Booty says, most definitely 13 years of being in the UK, I noticed the diversity of people of work is not that great. Okay, I don't know what that means there. I love black girls and their confidence, and that's inspiring. That's why I'm not ashamed more of my curvy body and gain confidence through the years. So I think we're up to the message. So yeah, Kaiser, we'll go to you, then we'll go to Cher, right? Kaiser, can you hear us? You're mute. Unmute yourself.
Can you hear me, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
The signal is shit. I'm gonna have to come back on 2 seconds. I'll come back on now. 1 minute.
All right. So if we go to Cher, your thoughts.
Ooh, yeah, like I said, I feel like there's so many layers to this, so many different layers, and you know, I feel like Kiddy was saying, it's okay to like appreciate the culture, but imitation is just the next thing, and I just feel like it should be appreciated in the right way rather than imitating something and, you know, not giving credit to where it came from, you know, not looking into where it came from, you know, even certain dancers or people who listen to certain music, you know, appreciate where it came from, you know, don't just listen to the song, you know, appreciate where it came from and the culture behind it. I think that's really important for everybody to learn about culture as a whole.
I agree still.
Yeah, agreed. I think something that Ashley said earlier, I think was a good point. Going back to Chili's point as well, with her friend, Ashley did say, they do say, what's the phrase, Ashley, you just used?
Imitation is the best form of flattery.
There we go. Chili's not having it. Chili's face is like, nope.
But I'm only saying that is because obviously she's not having it because it hasn't been done for long enough. Yeah, so she's still personal. Man's been imitated forever. Yeah, a man does not get offended by it. Why? Because man, it's been so long. It's been happening for so long. Man used to get offended by it. It'd be like, raw, get me. But then it became such a thing that it wasn't. Man wasn't doing it out of disrespect. Like I can't get mad at Kai's if he says to man, "Oh, go on, fam." I'm gonna say, "Buddy, you dumb."
I think it's very different.
You dumb. You're meant to say, "Salam alaikum." I can't tell him that.
But it's very different. It's very different
now, though. But what I'm saying is, I'm not talking about now. I'm talking about in 50 years when it's been happening for 50 years now. See how it's normal? It's not normal because it's offensive now. But what happens in 10 years now, from now, when they've been doing it for 10 years?
We'll do another podcast and we'll talk about it then. But I'm just talking.
But it's going to get there, though. It's going to get there.
Yeah, of course it's going to get there eventually or whatever. But I don't know how I'm going to feel about that in 10 years' time. I'll have to come back to you on that one in 10 years' time. But right now, I just think for men, it's different for black men and, you know, other men from other cultures sort of imitating them, if you like. As a black woman, like for what I've grown up with and for the things that I've had to endure and put up with personally, I just think it's an absolute disrespect. And they always want to come with there's always an excuse behind it, or there's just some form of bullshit that just doesn't add up for me. You know, you can come with all the excuses in the world. It doesn't make it okay. It doesn't make it right. I'm not saying it's wrong, but I just feel that as a woman, the way that these women do it, it's offensive. It's not flattery. It's weird. I think it's just weird behaviour. Go and embrace your Caucasian self, innit? Don't sit there as a white woman and tell me, I could never do never do a white man. Your mum did a white man. You come from two white people and you're telling me you can't do white people. You're weird, mate. Go and embrace yourself. Do you get me? Your mum's Karen and your dad Tom, innit? Like, seriously, like, don't tell me you don't like, how can you be like that towards your own race? Go and embrace your white privilege, innit? Like, don't try
to... Then is white nationalism wrong, then?
Is what? No, I don't think it is. Go through it. You know them people who stand up and say, yeah, I'm white and I'm proud to be white. Go you. Of course you should be proud to be white because you're not trying to beg anything else, are you, really? You're just being who you naturally are. It's when you put anything first, nothing good comes from it. Because when you're injecting your lips and you're making your body big and you're doing this, that and the other, imagine how you're going to be in a few years' time. You're going to look hanging, mate. And also as well, like a lot of the white women I know, it's like, I'm not saying it's every white woman because there are white women out there whose preference is just black men, or they're just with their partner because they genuinely love that person, not just for their colour, do you get me? But then guaranteed, I walked past somebody's house the other day, white woman who's with a black man, and she's calling him all the black CUNTs under the sun. Do you know what I mean? But yet you love black men, and yes, you rate the black man and you hold black people highly, but you're calling your husband a black CUNT. Like, I just don't get it.
That's what I don't like. That's what I don't like.
It's weird behaviour. Weird. So I can't respect it. When a woman's looking at me and saying to me, oh, I want my lips to be like yours, I'm like, go on then. Do you innit? Go on then. You're not my friend. Go on then. If you're telling me you're going to go and have your lips done because you feel insecure about you just don't like how your lips are small, cool, do your thing, but don't tell me you want your lips to be like mine. Why would you want to do that? Go and embrace your no-lip self, innit? Like, I don't need you to... It's not, like, because my lips on your face is not going to look good, innit? Like, so to me, that is not flattering. That's just fucking your whole life up, innit? You just want to fuck your whole face up, yeah? To go and find a dot, an attribute from a culture that just does not suit you because you're Caucasian. Like, just don't, innit? I just don't get it. I don't understand it. Sorry, I can't. I'm never going to understand it, never.
Kaiser, what's your thoughts on that one?
You know what? She's a G, man. Fair play. Can you guys hear me? Yeah. I rate her, man. I swear to God, I rate her fucking big time. Yeah, I don't know about this imitation stuff. Like, what she said then about that white woman being with a black guy and calling her black C-Wenty, etc., etc. Like, being Asian, like, I hear this quite a lot from the Asians. Like, they have black friends, but this just from my experience from, like, the time I came to this country. Like, I wasn't born here. I came here when I was, like, 8 years old. But, yeah, like, I hear a lot of Asians, you know, when they're amongst themselves, they use, like, the word kala. Kala in Asian terms means black. There's another word called tawa. Tawa is another word that they call, it's like when you cook your chapatis on. Do you know the black, is it a black stove? Is it a stove? You know, they'll use terms like that, but then they'll say, I've got black friends. So it's a deep subject, man. Like, it's hypocrisy. Hypocrisy has been a fucking snake. It's deep, man. I don't know what to say, but what Shady just said then is 100% bang on. You'll get people trying, like, thinking, oh, I'm with a black guy, so I'm allowed to use the N-word. No, you're fucking not. Nobody's allowed to use the N-word. Any word. Just being with a black guy or an Asian guy don't mean that you can use, like, any offensive terms or offensive words, so on so. So I don't know where these people get this fucking mindset from, that you're allowed to say the N-word just because your boyfriend's black. Or you got black friends, or you got black family, or whatever. Don't make sense. Just punch him in the face.
You know what, guys? I couldn't agree anymore. And I think I even agree with what Chidi was saying as well. Because I too, I get offended when I hear people say, Chidi said, I don't date this, or I don't date that. Although you are that race or creed. So as Chidi said, if you are a white girl and you only say you only date black guys, why do you not date white guys? Why do you? And I hate when I hear people say that. It confuses the mind. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with dating outside of your race. Don't get me wrong. That's not what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. So if you are a black man and you date an Asian woman, fair enough. Who cares? But if you're a black man who says I don't like black women,
me personally, when I see an Asian woman with a black guy or vice versa, bro, I get fucking happy. I tell you straight. That's just me. I get happy.
You black.
Black, you know.
This guy was black in a previous life. I don't business with anyone.
You know what? I've always thought, you know, my Nigerian friends, they got a name for me. It's called Ayatunde. I've got a lot of Nigerian friends. And Ayatunde, do you know what, when I asked them, what does it mean? They said it means the father. And I was like, you know what? That's me all over.
Shay, what's your thoughts? We'll get you back into this one. You're very quiet over there.
Yeah, I'm just listening and taking in everything. So basically, I get where you're all coming from, 100%. So I had this white friend, and basically I went to her house party one time, and what happened was she got into an argument with a black guy. It wasn't even over anything big either. It was just a little argument, and she ended up punching him, calling him the N-word. Now, after that, I was just like, nah. I just switched on her, and then I left, you know. All the black people that were there left. And the crazy thing is, she has mixed-race kids herself. So that really baffles me.
I think your connection is slowing down, Cher.
How are you even mixed-race kids and, you know, anything like that?
I think Cher's reception's gone a bit miffy.
I think so, yeah. So, let's go back to your friend you went to Carnival with, who did the blackface. And, I mean, where was at what point was it past the line of appreciation?
It was it went across the line a couple of times, I'm not even gonna lie. Like I always had this, it was always like an ongoing thing with her, and it, like, I think for a lot of the friendship I kind of felt sorry for her, because she just really in her mind I could see this. When she told me, it's like, she'd never been with a white guy, never. And she's like, I just couldn't. I couldn't have a white guy touching me. I couldn't have a white guy. She said, it just makes me feel sick. And then I got to a point and I thought, I actually feel sorry for you because you can't even embrace your own race, you know? When does it get that deep? And it was when and then obviously, you know when all that thing came out about that woman, what's her name, Rachel whatever her name is. I was one of those black people and I was like, right, this is crazy or whatever. But then I actually watched the documentary and I genuinely had a lot of empathy for her because I suppose it comes down to your background. But this girl, the only reason why I couldn't have empathy for her was because I knew her mum, and her mum wasn't like that. Do you get me? So I don't know whether it was just something with her. She's always kind of begged it with the black community, and with black people and stuff. And even down to a point where at one point she'd say to me, "Oh, don't act black now when we go out or nothing." And I'd be like, how can I act black? I am black. This is who I am. If being black is acting a certain way, I personally don't think it is. But then I'm going to be it, innit, really, because I am a black woman. Swear I got every right to act black or whatever. But it was just a few things, and I just thought, you know, when she came out with an orange face and curly hair and the African shit, I just thought, bruh, is this how deep it is for you? You really don't like who you are. And then for me, it was more of a thing, you're not comfortable with yourself, you're not happy with yourself, and you don't love yourself. So I can't be associated with somebody like you. And it went past the point of her being, you know, trying to take on or adopt the black culture. It was just the things that she was saying about herself and her own race and that. I just thought that was just weird to me. Like, I couldn't imagine me being like, oh, I don't like who I am, I don't like where I come from, I don't want to associate with my own race. To me, I love my race, I love where I come from, and I love my people. Do you get me? So I just couldn't understand it. I didn't want to understand it either. And it was the African attire that just pissed me off. I just couldn't do it. I thought, no, not today. It's a strange one. Very strange one.
But as Ashley said, imitation is a serious form of flattery, right? Something along those lines?
Yeah.
And that's why I asked the question, where's the line between appreciation and appropriation?
I guess it's not ready yet. I guess it's not that time yet.
It's not.
I think they got a lot of appreciation to do before they can do the appropriation.
If you can come and learn, if you can come to me, and tell me why you appreciate the black culture, what you appreciate. Don't come and tell me it's because you want a body like me, or you want a bum like me, or you want lips like me. That's ridiculous. It's superficial. If you come to me and say to me, okay, I'm not a black person, but I can appreciate the things that your people went through. I can appreciate the things that you've created, the struggles that you've had, and the magic that you've brought. Do you get me? If you can come and tell me those things, I'm going to respect you. And I'm going to be, you know, it's still going to piss me off a little bit if you're trying to beg it, because there's a difference between begging it and there's a difference in actually appreciating something for what it is. Do you get me? So when people say imitation is flattery, if you're imitating the greatness of it and not just the attributes, or if you're trying to respect where those attributes come from and what they're about. Like, I had a white friend who come and told me about Sarah Bartlett. I don't know if anyone knows about her. You know, that woman with the really big bum, and they used to put her out there for people to come and look at her and everything. Yeah. Now, my white friend come and told me the story about that, and I was like, well, do you get me? And I respected her for that, because she was like, I don't understand why people want to go and inject their bums. I just personally don't get it. And she just looked deeper into it and stuff. And she said that, but they wouldn't want to take on that struggle that comes with it. Do you get me? Look at what that woman went through. And she has a lot of empathy for that woman's story. Whereas a lot of these women who are going and blowing up their bodies and doing all kinds of fuckery, sucking up their stomachs and putting it in their ass, they know why they're doing it. They know why they're doing it, just so their flat ass looks big when a black man's smashing you, innit? It's not for any other reason. It's not for, do you get me? So that's why I don't think imitation irritates me as a person, because I believe that we're all individuals and we should all be different. No two people can ever be the same, innit? So for me, when somebody tries to imitate me, the way I talk, the way things that I do, it's weird. I gotta lock you off because you're strange, innit?
You know what? This is why I like Prince Harry. See, Prince Harry is white as they come. He's got a mixed race woman. He's got a mixed race child. But he still does things that white people do. He does white. Oh no, that's wrong. I take that back. He doesn't do things white people do, but he's very white. But he's, and I appreciate that. I like that. You know, he is what he is. He doesn't try to act any differently.
But that's not true though. You only like Harry because he acts a little bit different. That's the reality.
No,
I like him as well.
You see him dancing to certain tunes. You see him, you get me high five and squadding the man them. Like, don't lie, bro. This is what I'm saying. When they do when they do the man thing, it's not a problem. We like it because it's been normal for so long. Deep it, bro. It's because it's been normal for so long. You even said he does white things, bro. The only reason why you like Harry is because he's done black things, bro. Yeah, it's not the reason why you like him. Yeah, it's because he stands out from the rest of them. He's done little things where, you get me, spud a certain man, you see him holding certain conversation with certain man. You get me, you see him come in and give man the shoulder and allow it.
But you know Prince Harry, I don't like him for those reasons, for him spudding and doing all that. I just think he's an idiot for doing anything. What I like about him is that...
You like him for that shit.
No, I don't. I think he's an idiot for those things because it just looks stupid. But at the same time, I see his mum, for Princess Diana. I loved what she did because she didn't beg it. She in no way did she even try to act like a black woman. She didn't even try to take on the culture. She was who she was, but she appreciated the struggle that black.
What do you mean? She was trying to be Mother Teresa, fam. She was trying to be Mother Teresa.
No, I don't think I think she was just.
She ended up being for the Asian brother. Yeah,
but I think
on the Asian. She was on the black man thing. She was on the Asian thing. Yeah,
I just think she was fulfilling her sole purpose, innit? And she was doing what she was meant to do, and that mindset there.
She was about to try to bring a Muslim prince. No, they was not having that.
Of course, they wasn't. That's another subject. But I just think that it's when it can be appreciated like that, then it's cool. Do you get me? Because she wasn't begging it by any means. I just don't. I've just got no respect for these white women who beg it. I haven't, and I'm sorry. I'm never going to have respect for them either. If you're a white woman and you're with a black man, go you. Love him for who he is. Don't love him just because he's a black man and say you don't do your own. It's weird.
I agree. I'm going to say, read one from K-Face. K-Face says, I like that he had the sense to leave the royal family. And I agree. Mr. 10 Gears says, blessings. Hello, Mr. 10 Gears. Look at yourself. That's what you saying.
Say that again?
So what are you saying?
I was talking about, from what she said, I was talking about the post. And it says, I'm going to love a black man because the world doesn't. First of all, fuck you. My mama love me, bitch. What you talking about? My grandma love me too, ho.
Anyway, guys, you know what? I got to pause the live because it's almost 1 hour, right? So, guys that are on the Insta Live, give us literally 2 minutes. 2 minutes, okay? 2 minutes. I'm going to restart the Insta Live because it's almost 1 hour and it's going to cut out. So, give me 2 minutes. I don't know if you heard me say 2 minutes. I said that about 7 times already.
2 times. I won on them bitches.
I know, I got it. That's what I was just looking at it. 11.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna switch phones because this battery's kind of dying on me.
I know, I might have to do that as well. Mine's charging, but it's not. No, it's actually dying at the same time. I might have to switch over.
You're gonna see me twice. Don't be alarmed.
Don't be alarmed.
Shay, can you hear me? Shay, are you there? I think you're muted, Shay. Well, Shay's gone, but Shay said, I don't like this guy.
Hello.
She's like, I don't like him very much. Call me Small Island.
This my little island. But this people's island like that, Sticky, bro.
So I'm saying, I swear I followed her on Instagram as well. She didn't even follow me back. It's all good.
Right.
It's all good. It's all good.
Never.
I'm sure I did.
You never followed me.
Did you not see me twice, yeah?
No. Did you hold on. I think so, yeah.
Just see their hands, you hear me?
Right, guys, we'll be live in about 15 seconds. Alright, guys, we are back live on Instagram. On the IG, we are back live. Actually, what? Yeah, it's loading up. Does anyone know the football score by any chance? Before we get started.
Anyone know the
curious.
score? No? No. Sorry, 6. No one knows. Nobody knows.
Saying useless, honestly, useless. So, should we start the next topic?
Yes, the next topic. What is the next topic?
Hold on, let me just make sure we're live. Hold on. Actually, live?
Why,
I can't check that now because I'm using the other phone.
inside the museums rather than the outside.
Let me see if I can check. Hang on.
Hold on.
What was the next topic?
Yeah, we're live. We are back live. Oh, so the next topic, right, is what things are the government not doing in order to help society? I'll say it again. What things are the government not doing in order to help society?
I think
So,
Cher should pick this one off.
I think so as well. But before we do that, just for those who just joined the Insta Live again, we're talking about what things the government not doing in order to help society. And today, of course, we're always joined by our First Lady Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, Mr. Truuu himself, Ashley. We've got a special guest in Shem. She comes to join us. She's a small island person, so, you know, and we've got Kaiser Souls there as well in the live. So, Shem, we're going to kick with you. You're going to let us know your thoughts.
What the government not doing?
Yeah, so I think Cher's going to kick us off, but I think Cher's video has just stopped. I think, again, because I said about being a small island, I don't think Cher's happy with that. I think she's back now. Cher, you back with us? Is Cher, you there?
Cher's connection's peak. Right there.
She did not pay her bill.
Connection's moving like she's on the small island.
She's on some fucking Indian network, bro.
Because you're letting me down. You're making
I can't hear anything, you know.
So I'm saying, Ashley, it's the small islands, I'm telling you. They have no internet, no Wi-Fi, no nothing. All they got is Calypso. You know what I mean?
And soca, they got soca as well.
Yeah.
I can hear my grandmother, yeah. God rest her soul. She's up in heaven and she's cussing you, yeah.
Nanny, I'm sorry.
She's just going, Nanny, wine down low. Nanny, wine down slow.
Nanny, wine. Nanny, wine. Nanny, wine. Hey.
That was a big tune, you know?
Make the middle. Make the bumper jiggle. Jeez. Spit on it, table.
Do you know what? It's all right. Watch anyway. Okay, where's Cher? She's not. Cher? Where are you there? There she is.
Cher, if you talk about the government.
What's the other one? What's the other song, Chitty? Who the hell is Kim? What foolishness you talking?
Better check yourself. You might get copyright. Careful.
Why did you say that too, no?
Big tune. I think I might just kick it off because I think Cher might be having a little bit of
I think she's on Antigua, man. I don't know where she's going. Ashley,
the Antigua network is mad.
Mad. Ashley, what are the government not doing to assist us in society?
All right. Let me just be honest. The government is not doing anything to assist us in society because the government are only interested in assisting themselves. Yeah. So people say the government, like the government is different to the people. The government is just made up of people that don't give a fuck about the other people. You know, like that. They're just the people that are in control, and they just play their own game for themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like the people at the top, they don't care about the people at the bottom. The government have never done a thing to help nobody. You get me? Their aim and their game is not to help people. Their aim and their game is to make themselves rich, bruv, because they are people. You get me? People always say the government, like the government are some next terrestrial beings that just, you get me, that are different from everybody else. No, these men just want to get as rich as they can before they die and leave their family with their riches, cause just like everybody else, man. We just left them in a position to control everything. You get me? That's my true opinion. But I could say stuff like, oh, their schools and the education system and the justice system and the jail system, and I could say a whole bunch of stuff, but the whole thing's a game, innit? None of it's real anyway. You get me? It's like I was talking to someone, I was saying, because they were talking about like Freemasons there. And I was saying like Freemasons not even that deep. It's like Monopoly, yeah? So say if you're playing Monopoly, there's 4 or 5 people playing Monopoly. All of you guys are aware that this is a game, yeah? And the money is not real. The pieces don't matter. You know, like when, in the beginning of Monopoly, you pick a piece. You be like, yeah, I'm going to be the dog, or I'm going to be the house or whatever, yeah? But the pieces don't matter. You're all aware it's a game. You get me? But then pieces are going around the board, still paying them debts, still collecting the money, still feeling like they're actually living. We're just the pieces on the board, fam. And the Freemasons or these kind of people are just the people that are sitting around the table playing the game, fam. They know it's bullshit, fam. Because when they're finished, they'll just get up and leave the board there. You get me? So when they're finished, they'll just get up and leave us there same way, fam. They get me? The government don't even really exist. You get me? It's not real.
Let me read one of the messages. One of the messages says from Plant-Based Abby says, can't argue with that. Talking about Ashley's point. And K-Face just gives us a wave, so wave back to K-Face. Cher, you back with us? Can you hear us, Cher?
I'm back.
Well, finally she got the Wi-Fi connection, which is good. It's good. I'm happy that you paid your bill. What's your thoughts, Cher?
What you talking about the government?
Yeah.
You talking about the government?
Yeah.
Yeah, are you really with us? Are you with us or are you just with us? Which one?
Shit.
So talking about the government?
Yes, shit. We're talking about.
Okay, I can hear you.
No, man.
I can hear you.
Why is
So,
government?
Yeah, don't get me started with the government. I just feel like there's so many different types of people who are involved in the government that you wouldn't even know. And, you know, the system is just messed up. Not even just in America, but all over the world, I think it's just messed up. And, you know, lately I've seen a lot of people bigging up Trump, and that pisses me off because, you know, at the end of the day, he is just a puppet with the rest of them, you know, and they're all in this together. Nobody is for humanity. They're all for themselves. They're all for money, control, manipulation. And, you know, people just need to realize that, because a lot of people are still thinking that the government is on their side. None of them are for us. None of them.
Facts.
Fully agree.
With that. Kaiser, what's your thoughts on that, on the government? Again, a reason why it's good to have Kaiser's opinion, because again, another perspective in it. So obviously, myself, my family's from the Caribbean, same with Ashley, same with Chidi. Cher, I'm not actually sure where your family's background's from, so forgive me, my apologies. But again, Kaiser, your family's from Pakistan, so it's good to have your views from where you're from as well. So, Kaiser, what's your views? Don't forget to unmute yourself as well.
Unmute yourself, bro.
You hear me now? So basically, no, you know what? That sister before, she was just talking about all these governments. They're all the same. They're all the same. Like, I don't know if people heard of the Hunger Games. You know the movie The Hunger Games? That's the times we're living at the moment. Like, people keep on talking about Trump and the fucking Johnsons and, you know, this dickhead and that government and that government. But it's all about the one percenters. 1% is like the Rothschilds, Kissingers, Rockefellers. They're the guys they're the guys who are pulling the strings. So like we're cursing the Johnsons and like all these governments. But why isn't anybody talking about the one percenters, like all the families that I mentioned? They're the ones, you know, that got money like $500 trillion each, and like they're the ones causing all these wars and sending out all these soldiers from all over the world, like fight their bullshit. Why don't the government send their children to all these made-up wars to steal fucking, like loot Africa, loot Asia, loot Middle East for oil, gas, minerals, fucking everything? Why nobody speaking about these people? But like I said, the Rockefellers, the Kissingers, people like that, Goldsmith Sachs.
They control the mouthpieces, man. They control the media.
They control. People need to watch a documentary on YouTube called The Pyramid. Watch the documentary called The Pyramid. It explains everything.
I've seen it.
Have you seen it? Yeah.
Yeah, it's deep.
So yeah, that's why this is the part that I don't understand. Like, we talk about the governments, but like, how come nobody talks about like the Rothschilds, the Kissingers, and all these other people?
Let me read some of these messages. K-Faye says, this is why they don't teach us how to manage money in school. They don't want us to succeed and get wealthy. I think going back to Ashley's point about the monopoly. K-Faye also says, welcome to Black Mirror Season 6. For those of you who don't watch Black Mirror. And also, my apologies, I actually said I don't know where Cher's background's from, but we know that she's from a small island, so forgive me. I don't know why I said that. I don't know why I even said that.
Listen, you guys. Cher is from where I'm from. She's my family. She's my real family, you know, real life family. Vicky.
What's the two little island girls?
Watch when I see you.
Noodles. It's all about noodles. Chili, what's your thoughts on this, in terms of the government? What's your thoughts?
Boy. Yeah, I think a lot about the government, innit? I'm not trying to get like dragged out of my house tonight, so I'm just gonna keep it brief, yeah. No, that's another thing. They just instill fear in us. They instill hope in us. They instill all this. It's false. It's false promises. It's an illusion. It's to lure us, to get us. They're the puppets. They've got puppet masters above them. They're our puppet masters, and they've got us like this. And it's like, if we don't conform to what they say or what they're doing, they will bring something else out. Do you get me? And it will always keep changing. So I don't think they're for us at all. They want to minimize the population. They want people to disappear. Do you get me? The world's too big, and people are becoming a lot more knowledgeable and awake to the shit that actually goes on in this so-called system of ours. So I think they will do anything to instill fear in us, so that we will continue to conform, you know, like vaccines, all these different things. They're just not here to help us. They're here to put us in more debt. They're here to teach us not to use our own minds. It goes deep, doesn't it? It's a lot. It's a lot when it comes to the government. I'm not really going to say too much on it, because, you know, I want to be all right.
Let me read a couple of these messages and we'll go to Ash, right? So the first one is from Plant-Based Abby. Says, when in history, including any ancient civilization, have the elites within their systems ever been for the people? This is a systematic old age issue. Now, the next one's from Mick Local, which I'm going to throw to Ashley. It says, before I read that one, I'm going to go back one. K-Faye says, keep moving the goalposts. Want to make us feel like we are succeeding, but we'll never be enough. And this one says, how would you tackle the race grouping globally in prison? I'll say that one again. How would you tackle the race grouping? Oh, I think they've actually said my bad. Okay, hang on. How would you tackle the race moving on globally in prison? I think that's what you're trying to say. Make Local, please confirm what you're trying to say to us. So, Ash, do you want to say that one? How would you tackle the race moving on globally in prison?
I don't know what that means.
I
How
know,
would you
I just
tackle it?
Yeah, Mick Loco, in fact, if you're still on, please let us know what you
Because
mean.
obviously you have to elaborate. Because I think
Yeah.
what you're trying to say is that it's hard for the race to move on globally when bare man are in jail. Maybe.
okay, maybe.
That's kind of how I've taken it. Yeah, I guess that's a oxymoron, isn't it? It's an oxymoron. I don't know how to answer that. I don't know what it really means.
Yeah,
You have to elaborate, my bro. You have to elaborate.
Yeah, Mick Loco, let us know what you're trying to say there.
I think that was rhetorical, though. I think it was rhetorical still.
Yeah, I don't know. This the grammar of these days. I tell you, like people that text and stuff. Yeah. Hang on, it says I think maybe the race gangs in prison. No, most big prisons around the world. When you're going, I have no idea what they're trying to say. I really don't. So hopefully they'll elaborate. Yeah, Mick Loco, please elaborate what you're trying to say, so we can get someone to answer your question. Cher, back to you. What's your thoughts? Anything else you want to add to that? You're muted though. Unmute yourself.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, a lot of the time, because I notice a lot of people are talking about like jail and crime and stuff, but a lot of the time the government and the people above the government, you know, controlling them, are involved in a lot of this stuff, like child trafficking, you know, gangs, providing weapons and stuff. They're involved in a lot of stuff. So it's just mad how they can switch it and, you know, make out like it's society as a whole that's creating this stuff when they're the ones who are implementing it, you know. They're the ones who are actually, you know, giving weapons to people and then putting them in jail, that kind of stuff. So it's all just a vicious circle, really. That's
Cool.
what I think.
All right, I'm going to read Mick Loco's response. First, Mick Loco says, I can't type quick enough. Okay, fair enough. What Mick Loco said is, I don't know what they're trying to say. What I'm saying is most prisons around the world, when you go in there, are separated by race and colour. Okay, let's try that again.
Okay.
What I'm saying is most prisons around the world, when you go in there, are separated by race and colour.
I get it.
But what's the question? I don't get what the question is.
How would you tackle that? How would you tackle that issue, the race issue? Yeah. I wouldn't tackle shit. But obviously, no. There is ways. Because in certain establishments, it depends on the people that control the establishment, innit? Like, that has to be their aim, innit? It has to be the aim of the people to have a diverse environment. If the people that run the place don't want it to be like that, then it's not going to be like that. Like, for example, I've worked in an environment where it could easily be segregated based on race, but me working there or having people working there of different cultures and different races helps to bridge those kind of cultural gaps. You know what I'm saying? So me, I used to always make sure that people can like connect on other things rather than them just being black. You know what I'm saying? Or just being white. You know what I'm saying? Like we can all connect. We all like playing pool. You get me? We all like playing football. We all like. You know what I'm saying? So there's other things that bring people together. That's not race. But if we're talking about in a systematic kind of way, it has to be the aim of the people that are in control to bring inclusivity and diversity. Otherwise, it's not going to happen. You get me? In jail, they don't want that. They don't want people to be all together because then the inmates will just fucking riot and break out the jail. So they need everyone to be segregated, and they need everyone to. You get me? It helps it work.
Well, K-Face says they want us to be divided. They create all these race wars, so we fight each other instead of uniting and fighting against the 1%. Mick Loco also says, like, you can go in and be white and go chill with the Mexicans, and then goes and say you can't do that. And then also K-Face says common ground. Trudy, what's your thoughts on that?
I just think if it's not like to go into a prison system and to try and bring unity, that's going to be really tough because obviously the powers that be don't want that. So if it's not back to what Ashley was saying, if it's not the goal, then it's not gonna happen, because that's where unfortunately it's where the power lies. You cannot try and outdo the powers that be unless you're part of the powers that be, and then more time when you try and do that, they'll just kill you off anyway, or you'll disappear, or something's going to happen to you. You know, there's a lot of people who have spoken about a lot of these things, like there's David Icke. I don't know if I know Cher is aware of David Icke and the things that he speaks about. He's somebody that I've followed for years. Do you get me? I got a good friend who's best friends with him, and I've actually sat and had a conversation with him, and he was born in Britain. This is the white guy born in Britain, and he was banned from his own place of residence, own place of birth, because he spoke about things that weren't to be spoken about, things that people, you know, that we need to hear, and the information that needs to be fed to us. But he was banned. And every time that he tried to do, like, you know, either a public announcement or a talk or an interview, something would happen. The cameras would mess up, or they would go off air. And he even did an interview with Brian Rose the other week, and the interview was long to watch. It was hard work because it kept cutting off, kept breaking, because this is what they do. When the powers that be, people think that we have freedom, yeah? Freedom does not exist. The actual term, it's just a word. It doesn't actually exist, because we've got an amount of freedom, but we've only got a level of freedom that they allow us to have. We're all under control. We're all under the microscope. Do you get me? So we're never really going to be able to be, even though we might be aware of certain things, it's never going to be in a place where, unless the government is totally wiped out, yeah, and these people are totally demolished, then we're never going to be at a level where we're going to have that sense of freedom where we can have that full unity, because the government don't want unity. They will shout it from the rooftops and promote it and allow us to protest and talk our things and whatever, but the end result, they don't want unity. They want segregation. They want the separation between whether it's different races, but they want men fighting against women. They want, it's just never going to be, do you get me? As long as the powers that be are there controlling. So, yeah.
You know what you're saying that, right? You know, it sounds like, have you guys seen the film Enemy of the State with Will Smith and Gene Hackman? Is it Gene Hackman? I think it is. It's similar to what you're saying there in terms of, you know, controlling it. Like, you think you're in control, but he even says people are constantly watching you, listen to your phone calls. If you say certain words, trigger words, your calls are being recorded. Imagine that's just a film back in what was it, late 90s? I think that was early 90s. So imagine that's what it was like then. So imagine what it's like now. Anyway, yeah, exactly. Read some messages. Mick Loco says cons run prisons. Fair enough. And then also says that's not what I'm saying. Okay, I'm not sure what Mick Loco. Tell you what, it's like, you know what? If anyone knows Mick Loco, get him to join, or get he or she to join, so they can explain what the hell they're trying to ask, because I have no idea what the question is. Okay? Kaiser Soldier, I know you went away for a little while. What's your thoughts? Please unmute yourself, though. Press unmute.
You guys, I'm gonna get off this thing, man. So I don't want to leave without saying bye and respect. So invite this other brother on with this crazy ass comment that he made. I'd love to hear what he means by that too. And yeah, fuck the government and black power, brothers. That's all I can say, man.
Big up.
Okay, man. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam, brother. Walaikum salam.
You see what you did there, right, guys? Do you notice something, right? He actually came and said goodbye to us. But I was going to point out again, remember when we first joined the live before we went live, right? There was 3 of us and then a 4th person came on, but they didn't even say hello and introduce themselves. Like, Chili's laughing, she knows what I'm talking about, and I'm just pointing out there. No manners whatsoever. See this man, you can tell he was raised in the right way. He came on and said, I can't leave without saying goodbye. Just want to throw it out there. I'm not naming any names. I'm not saying who it is, but I'll say it wasn't Ashley and it wasn't Chili. That's what I'm going to say, right?
Do you know what it is? It's she got my grandfather's genes really hard back in these rooms, and they no manners. They don't know how to introduce themselves. They don't announce when they're leaving. They just think they're bad, innit? No manners.
I hear you. Well, look, we've got about 25 minutes left to go. So should we get on to the next topic?
Yeah, let's go on to the next topic, which was should your family members should your family members still continue to be friends with or have contact with your ex-partner? I think. Am I right or am I wrong?
No, that's correct. Yep. Should your family still converse with your ex after you've separated?
Yeah, that
Ash, we'll start with you.
Someone was trying to call me, so let me just try to see if I can.
All right, so I'll tell you what, I'm going to kick this one off, right? I'm going to go with simple yes. Okay. Yeah, I think a lot of it does depend on the situation, the circumstances, but generally speaking, yes. If they got a friendship or relationship, yes, you may have been the middle person, but you're no longer the middle person. They've got their own friendship or relationship. It is what it is, isn't it? It's that simple, isn't it? And I know, so I think plant-based Abby says it depends on the circs and what happened, to be honest. So I'm gonna throw it out to plant-based Abby, right? What circumstances is it not okay for your family to converse with your ex? But in the meantime, Cher, what's your thoughts?
I think she's chosen.
I think it's fun.
Cher, you with us? You still there? She's not in. Cher, you pay your phone bill?
You never pay your phone bill.
Nope.
Shit,
I missed what you said. I missed what you said because someone's trying to call me.
I think it just depends on you as a person, to be honest, like how you are. Personally, for me.
All right, she's gone. Right, while she does back in, plant-based Abby says, so I asked plant-based Abby in terms of what, give us an example, and plant-based Abby says abuse, for example. So saying if the person was abused, then they wouldn't talk to the ex. But my question is then, oh, hang on, they've also cheating, that wouldn't be acceptable either. So I'm going to challenge back straight away, right? So I'm going to use Ash and Chidi as an example. If Ash is my brother and Chidi is his partner, and Chidi cheats on Ash, why should I not still talk to Chidi? Because who's to say that she might cheat on him and they still be together? You see what I'm saying? She might cheat on him and not be together, but at the end of the day, if her and I built up a friendship, you know, she didn't cheat on me, she cheated on him. That's their issue, that's their relationship. But we may have built a friendship. So, yes, not that I'm saying I would condone what she's done. I'm just saying that's between you and him. You see what I'm trying to say? That's my views on it. So let me know your views. Oh, it's plant-based Sabby. Sorry. I thought it was plant-based Abby, but it's actually plant-based Sabby. So forgive me. All these long Instagram names, I tell you.
Can I put underscore or something? You know what I'm saying?
So I'm saying it's all one long word. Like I'm supposed to know what the word.
Cool, man.
All right, let's see. I think Cher's back with us. Cher, you back with us? Is she back?
Wait,
I'm back.
Oh my God.
So Cher, what's your thoughts? What are your thoughts on that topic?
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I think it depends. I think it depends on the person as an individual. Like, personally, for me, nah, just nah, not for me. But like, I don't know. I think if you have kids with the person and stuff, then it's a different story, isn't it? But if it's your ex and, you know, you're trying to, like, get away from them, then I don't see reason to still be in contact with their family, to be honest.
I personally think it's down to the circumstances, definitely, in a situation. God. So it's a tough one. It is really tough because obviously, you know, I don't speak to my daughter's father at all. But yet I still have contact with his sisters, you know, because they're very much in they're very interested in their niece's life and what their attitude is. We don't care if our brother is not showing an interest or whatever, or if you're not in her life, she's still a part of us, and we all still contact you to see how she is. Birthdays will still holler at you. Do you get me? And I've got a good relationship with them. So, but I definitely think it's because, I mean, I say it's because of my daughter, but then I built relationships with them beforehand. Do you get me? So, like, I consider, like, especially as one sister, she's a really good friend of mine. Like, she's somebody who I would chill with, whether it was my daughter's auntie or not. So it's a really difficult one. But then where we've got that mutual understanding. She understands that, you know, the problems with her brother and whatever. We just don't talk about it. We've just built a friendship between the two of us. Do you get me? And she also speaks to his son's mum as well. And I speak to his son's mum. Do you get me? She's my brethren. Like, we're cool. Do you get me? So it's a difficult one. It's down to circumstance, and it's down to the people as well, whoever's involved. Especially if you've known that person for a long, long time, you know, years, then you're going to build, it's hard to just cut off that relationship with that person just because the other person's moved on. Do you get me? So it's a bit of a difficult one.
It depends what they've done as well.
Yeah, definitely. It depends how it ended. Depends what happened, if there was violence involved. Do you get me? If it's detrimental to anyone, then that's wrong. But if it's not causing any harm, I don't think there's anything really wrong with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. That's what I was going to say about Shay, because I know Shay said, you know, if her and her, if, you know, she was in a relationship and they split up, then she'll try to move on. But I think that's too easily said than done, because if, for example, you were together for 10 years, just picking a random number, and your ex-partner had a sisters, same actually scenario, and you've got a friendship, why would you stop talking to them because you and your partner have now gone separate ways? You see what I'm saying? I just don't see why that would necessarily be the scenario.
I think it just depends on the circumstances and like how you are as a person, what kind of bond you have with them, and you know, there's so many different things to it.
It's true, because you could be with somebody, say you were in a relationship with someone, and then like I've been in a relationship with someone before now, and I was really close to their mum, their auntie, and whatever. And then when we split up, they tried to switch on me. Do you get me? And we didn't even split up on bad terms. It was just a mutual thing. We just didn't want to be with each other anymore. But his family members then switched on me. Do you get me? And then I was the bad person, and I was this and the other. When, you know, a month ago, I was amazing. So it totally depends on the mindset of the people, the level of the relationship, what if the respect and love is mutual, or is it just because you're with that person? Do you get me? There's a lot of different factors. Mr. Truuu, what about you, bro?
I'm conflicted about this, because I'm from an understanding that you can't control who people have relationships with. You get me? Regardless of what relationship you've had with them. You get me? In any capacity, you can't control who's friends with who with who. You get me? Because if you try to control that, you're just like a madman. I've learned in my short life that control relationships is an impossible thing, especially when it's none of your business. You get me? You can't control who people talk to, and trying to control it's just going to upset you. But at the same time, I get why I have people in my family, yeah, like my big sister, for instance, yeah. If I break up with a girl, she's not gonna fuck with you. I know that for a fact. Like she'll probably tell you don't talk to me. Do you get it? Like she's just like that. Do you get me? But like I wouldn't expect necessarily like my mum to do that. Do you get what I'm saying? Like she would probably not do that. She would probably more likely still chat to you every day. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And there's nothing I can do about it. Do you get what I mean? So me, I just feel like some people are gonna ride with you and feel how you feel and support you and act how you act, and some people are gonna just act how they feel. Do you know what I mean? Everybody feels different about different people, and people are just going to act how they feel. You get me? Everyone is not going to feel upset with someone just because they upset you. Just because they're your cousin or just because they're your auntie or they're your sister or your mum. You get me? Like, just because you could be mad at Sticky doesn't mean I'm going to be mad at him. You get me? You could be like, he did this, he violated me. I could be like, yeah, he was wrong. But still my nigga. You get it?
And that's what I'm saying. And sometimes I think for me, it's a thing where, especially if that person hasn't done anything to me personally, obviously it depends. Like if it was my child, if it was my daughter and she was with a, you know, she got older, she was with a guy and they was together or whatever, and he upset her, hurt her to the point of no return, obviously I'm gonna, besides wanting to kill him, I'm definitely not gonna have any form of contact with him. But then if it's so hard, if it's a thing where, you know, they've just broken up and because it's just a mutual thing and they just don't want to be together anymore, but you've obviously built a relationship with that person, if it's strong enough, then it's going to be like, boy, this is a bit of a hard one, isn't it? Because I don't really want to, because obviously me and you got a connection now, but at the same time, it's hard. But then some people look at it as like, you're not loyal. How can you not be loyal to this, that, and the other? But it's like, no, I've built a relationship with this person, so it's a bit tough. You didn't end on bad terms, so how can I just take my energy away from it when I've built a relationship with this person as well? So it's a hard one, very hard. It's very conflicting, actually.
Yeah, I mean, read some messages. So K-Face says...
Can I say one thing, yeah? Just to throw it out there, yeah? You see how when it's your family, it's conflicting. But if your brethren broke up with her ex, you would never chat to him again. You would see him and walk past him.
No,
you get me?
That's not actually true, because
blood mine,
my boyfriend...
blood mine, you too, Sticky. Yeah, they look innocent. Yeah?
It's not...
if your virgin did break up with her, you wouldn't see her and chat to her again.
No,
she didn't your virgin. You can't chat to her. But if your cousin, you get me, it's your brother, you might chat to her because she stayed at man's yard. And you get me, I know her personally. You get me,
but I've been in situations like that, and I haven't taken time.
To the shop and ask me if I want a juice and that.
No, I've been in situations. I've been in situations like that, and you know, I've got female friends who've broken up with their partners, but I've got on with their partners. You get me? Me and them are cool, so I ain't gonna see him and diss him. I'll be like, well, what? Everything good? I'll still ask him how he is. All right, we might not be bosom buddies, but I'm not gonna disrespect him just because something happened. Because remember, sometimes as a woman as well, you know how your friend stays, innit? You know she's not that innocent person in the whole situation. Of, you know, just me, I'll probably get cursed for this, but sometimes women are extra, innit? Like they will add little things in, and their version of events is just totally like, it's mythical, like it's mad. So I don't know whether that's because I got a lot of empathy for the masculine side, so I don't ever really pick sides unless he's beat her up, yeah, and I can physically see that he's beat her up and those things have actually happened. Then obviously I'm not going to chat to him. I'm probably going to want to punch him when I see him myself. But at the same time, you can't be dissing people just because your friend's not with them. That's done. Do you know? I don't know. Level of maturity, really, isn't it?
I agree. Let me read some of the messages, then we go to Cher, because I know Cher's very quiet on this one. K-Face says, my ex's mum still talks to me, but her son is an arse, and that's from her mouth. Plant-based Sabby, or get me sure I say it correctly, says, if I were friends with a brother and knew him for years, and he dates my sister and cheats, me now talk to that brother again. Standard. For non-Jamaican people, what plant-based Sabby is saying is they would not talk to that person again, just to like translation, all right? Cher, what's your thoughts? What you said on this one?
Well, you know, sometimes I feel like it can be awkward. You know, if you do stay cool with people. Like, for example, when I went out with my first boyfriend, when we broke up, I seen his mum. I just bumped into his mum randomly, and me and his mum had a really good bond. And she was like, oh, how you doing? You should come over sometime, come over to the house. In my head, I was thinking, hell no, I'm not going around that house. Like, but that was because of, you know, certain things that had happened. So it would make it awkward for me to be that close to her. But, you know, at the same time, I'll still have respect for her and speak to her. But, you know, I wouldn't go to that extreme to be going around my ex's house. Do you know what I mean?
Boundaries.
I feel it.
I say, Shay, do you want me to give you my address? You come, no.
Huh?
Hey, my cousin now. My cousin now.
She didn't even hear me. She's like, huh? What did you say? Doesn't
I
matter.
did
Never
hear
mind.
you.
You did hear me. Okay. She's playing innocent, yeah? Don't worry. She'll be signing the DMs later. Don't worry. It's all good. It's all good. That's what you say.
Yeah.
Boy, I said what I think. I just think it's you can't control what people do, man. You get me? In the idle world, people be like, yeah, if you're my friend and my family, don't chat to someone I don't chat to. That just gets you upset, bro. That shit will never really happen, fam. People will just either talk to them and not tell you, or just talk to them and you'll have to see it, right? Regardless, people are gonna do what they want to do, regardless of how you feel about it, because people do things based on how they feel and not how you feel. Do you get me?
For me, I think it would be awkward going around to, like, I could not imagine going and chilling around my ex's family. That is be awkward. Like to just go, I just don't know. It depends on the nature of the relationship and how things ended and what, like, because imagine now, yeah, I just don't know. Imagine you're around your ex's mum's house, yeah, and your ex comes in with his new thing now. That's gonna be mad. Like, personally, I'd be gassed.
I would do. This is exactly what I was.
Oh, you think about that already? No, I'm joking. But
if my ex thing wants to try to come around my house and that and try to be around I'm gonna bring all 3 gal in there at once.
Ashley will be
Now,
like,
what you doing here? What you doing here? Meet my friends.
Ash, I can't even argue with that one. But as Chidi said, though, I think, plant-based, Abby said, man is greedy, to my Ash. But Chidi, I'm going to throw a scenario to you, right? So, you said, yeah, exactly. That's why Ash is my guy. Chidi, I'm going to throw a scenario to you, right? You said that you speak to your daughter's aunt.
Mm-hmm.
What happens then if your daughter's aunt has a barbecue, for example?
Mm-hmm.
Would you then go? Same for you guys. If your ex's relative invites you to a barbecue, it may not be your ex's house, but it might be at someone else, a mutual house. What happens then? Because again, it's summer, it's barbecue season right now.
No, thank you.
I think it's different if you got kids, like you said, because obviously it's a kid's thing. Family is different, man. When there's youths involved, fam, it don't even count. Yeah, family. Get me?
Yeah, because I know the situation, and I know that my daughter's aunt, neither of them really talk to Anana's dad, to get me. So there would be no. And I remember there was one scenario where, like, if me and Anina used to go and stay with the one auntie all the time. We always used to go to London, go see her, spend time with her. And it was one time, her dad came over from Jamaica. So Anina's dad was around because he was going to see his dad. So Anina's auntie went to the mum and dad's house, and then she took Anina with her. And obviously the dad's in the house, and Anina's in the car, innit? So she said shit got awkward because she was like, I don't really want. She didn't want him to see Anina. Do you get me? So that became awkward, and then it made me think. And I just thought to myself, do I ever really want to be put in that situation where she might see her dad? And I had to have a chat with her, do you get me? And I said, like, obviously was out of your control, but then it proves that things like that can't actually happen. And I'm not even going to lie, subconsciously, I did kind of withdraw a little bit because I thought I don't want that ever kind of happening because it's a little bit awkward. But I know if it was something that was happening directly at her house, like if she was having a barbecue or whatever, he would not be there.
there would be no danger of me crossing paths with him, no danger of Anima crossing paths with him. Do you get me? So it would be okay. But that situation did make me think, oh, this is a bit too much. But then it was just momentary.
Yeah, I think it's so much more sensitive when there's kids involved as well.
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing that really touches me, like when kids are involved, because then you've got to really think about how the kids feeling, you know, that kind of stuff. Yeah.
I don't even consider like the same thing. I don't consider it the same thing in terms of like, oh, your ex talking to your family. If you have a child, then obviously the person can talk to your family and like, come on. To get that, that's neither here nor there. I'm talking about someone who ain't got no connection to you.
Oh no, God,
no, you do not know kids with them. You just used to be with them. That's what I'm talking about.
Nah, that's a good bite.
That's a completely different thing. You get me?
Yeah,
if you got your child, then that's not the same as having like your family. Yeah.
Because that person becomes family, really. Once you have a child with them, they're family, so you can't really.
Exactly.
You can't really.
And it's different because in there's certain situations where if the family doesn't talk to the person with the mum or the dad, then there's no connection with the child at all.
And that's, it's different there. It's like my mum. Like me and my brother, we got different fathers. And my brother's, he's got a bag of kids. He's got loads of sons. But my mum has always kind of upheld just a connection with each of their mums. In order for, my brother's a big man now, they're all big men, they can all go and check for each other or whatever. But when he was younger, my mum always had those kids in her house. My brother was always in contact with, them would have little raves together and little parties together because just so the kids could keep that connection. But now they're all big. My mum don't miss on them people because it was only because of the children. But they're old enough to go and do their own thing now. So I think when children are involved, it's difficult because it's a family, isn't it? It's a family unit. So you have to have there's a level of contact, regardless. Even with an island auntie now, I maintain a level of contact so that she can know her family. Because unfortunately, she can't have that relationship with her dad. You get me? So the next best thing to her dad is the fact that her aunties want full involvement, and her granddad was very involved. He probably passed away last year, but he was very involved in Anina's life. You get me? And there is no way I could ever diss him because you're trying to be involved. Even though me and her dad have been together for hundreds of years, you get me? But they still maintain that connection, and I just thought that was beautiful, and I couldn't disrespect that. No way, even if I wanted to in my heart. Like some people say, I don't know how you could do that. When there's a child involved, of course I'm doing that. That's from my baby, do you get me?
Yeah, Devin, I think that's sick what you're saying, actually. I think it's sick what you said about your daughter's grandfather, as well as what your mum was doing with your brother. And I think Ashley's mentioned that before with his mum when he was younger with his brothers and sisters. I think Ashley remembers it, that it was all together at Ashley's house because, that's still his brothers and sisters. Let me read one of the messages quickly. Plant-based Sabby says, depends on how good I'm looking. Talking about the barbecue, by the way. She said, if hair and body is on point, yes, I'm going to the barbecue and strap my stuff to all, yes. Do you know what, right? I'm going to add plant-based Sabby because I need to see what they're talking about here, right? So
I posted the other week, she's banging.
Yeah, but I'm going to follow right now. So anyway, I need to check this out myself. So yeah, honestly, I think what you're saying about your mum in terms of what your mum was saying, I think it's wicked because I think people forget that how important that is. And as I said, I know Ashley's mentioned that before a couple of weeks ago as well. So
yeah, really that's what I'm saying. Today I was with my dad. We went to my dad, my daughter, my little sister, and we went to my other little sister's house because it was her birthday. You get it? Like, I'm with my dad, my daughter, and my dad and his youngest daughter. You get me? And then we've gone to see my other sister who lives with her mum. Do you get what I'm saying? We all ate there. You get me? My daughter's not her granddaughter, but you get what I'm saying? She's still treating my daughter like it's her granddaughter. She's still feeding my sister like it's her daughter. I'm still there. Do you get what I'm saying? My sister's there, my dad's there, he's not with her. Like, do you get what I'm saying? Like, it's just family is family.
And that constant is, and that's so beautiful. Like, even me, like when I was growing up, I used to look at my mum and think, you're an idiot. You got all these kids around the house, yeah? And people's kids and all that. I didn't look at it for what it was, and then it wasn't until, you know, when an aunt's auntie come stay here, I would go to my mum and say, see, all them times you put your mouth on me and said this, that, and the other, now you understand why I did it. And I said, yeah, because when it's, you know, when other people are embracing the children, do you get me? And they even embrace my family. We're nothing to do with them, do you get me? But they embrace my family, and I know that it's comfortable and it's nice. I think when people can have that mutual understanding, level of respect, and they're not thinking about us, you get me? They're saying at the end of the day, your child's a part of me, so you're a part of me. And I think that's a beautiful thing when you get that acceptance. It's really nice.
Sick, man. I love that. I love to hear those sort of things. But you know what, Shay? If you and I get together, and in fact, I won't even go there. I won't even. It's, you know, it's late. I won't even go there.
If you and Shay got together, yeah, and you messed up today, it's gonna be pig for you, my friend, because it's gonna. You got me, my little family, extended family, then you got Shay's like this long for you. So see how you're trying to say, we're small island people, yeah? There's loads of us in it there. Loads of us. Yeah.
Well, actually,
to the small island
Loads
people,
of us.
Yeah, one thing about small island people, yeah, they're all cousins, fam.
All of us.
But you know, she said there's loads of us, right? But
related, fam.
But that's what I'm saying. She said there's loads of us, but there really isn't loads of you because it's a small island. It's about 50 people.
No, but there's loads of them because they're all related, fam.
Oh, yeah,
imagine having 10,000 cousins, bro. Yeah, if the population on the island is 20,000, yeah, most of them are cousins, bro. And most people that immigrate to the country are not related.
It's true, and then it goes on because we've got family. It's Jamaica. It's Antigua.
They're not trying to come through the island. We must stay over.
So, listen, just touch down in the airport, yeah. Please don't. But it's big things there. You got us from everywhere. You get me? Big islands, small islands. We're all coming to the stick, so you're going to have to be very careful. Do you know what I'm saying?
The population is 20,000, but they're all related, bro. So that means 20,000 men coming to your door. Long.
For real, innit? Yeah. With the steel pans, innit? Come with steel pans.
Why are you going to say steel pans? That's Trinidad, isn't it? Or St. Lucia. I'm not from them places.
What's Antigua got? Bakes, innit? You guys got bakes, right? Is that what
we got 365 beaches, one big day of the year.
You got 365 beaches?
365 beaches, one big day of the year.
Okay. Are they all next to each other?
Sorry?
Are they all next to each other?
Have you been to Jamaica? Have you actually been to where you're from? Tell me.
She's trying to do that. She's trying to make it personal.
But check this. Actually, you know what, right? Check this. They got 365 beaches for one beach for every person on the island, isn't it?
One beach for every person on the island. Yeah, basically. No, one beach for every family on the island, everybody.
Yeah.
365 families, and they all on the beach each. Yeah.
Don't worry, kid. We'll keep it humble, yeah?
I'm humble, fam.
We'll keep it humble.
That's all you can do, innit? You can't do anything else.
Wow.
Totally I'm not even beefing on little island people. They're dangerous, though. Little island people are murderous, fam. Yeah, that's why the island ain't grown, because they kill off the people. Yeah.
Hold on, let me read this one. Wait. Plant-based Sabby says, boy, you see the 365 beaches. When I visited, I laughed hard. One small patch of sand was a beach.
What? Yeah, Timmy, I knew that was the case, you know. But we never want to send on. Never want to this on the country. I had 365 beaches, 10 foot step away from each other. Stop it. Start a stone throw away. But obviously.
And I'm so chilly. I'm sure you know who Plant-based Sabby is. So I'm sure Plant-based Sabby saying that's the truth, right?
I'm gonna unfollow her now. Still,
I think Plant-based Sabby might even be from the little island because no one visits Antigua for holiday.
Don't they? No, they don't. Wow, shit.
She must be from there. She must be from there. She's like half Antigua and a quarter or something.
Wow.
No, I'm joking. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know why we're doing this.
This is
islandism. This is called islandism. You get it?
Let me not say that.
Between ourselves.
You shouldn't. Like, it's just, but it is what it is, isn't it? It's just a mentality.
Islandism. I don't know where we learnt this, man.
Well, plant-based Savvy says, got love for you, girl. So, yeah.
I love you always, man.
And she says, nah, Neva says, hubby's family is Jamaican. But hang on, she says, hubby's family is Jamaican, so at least she knows about Jamaica, but that's not telling us where plant-based Savvy's actually from. Oh, no, I'm half African, half French. Oh, comment ça va? Oui, oui. But where's Africa? Half African, that's Africa's a big place. Be more specific.
He's like, I don't know. Shit, I just know that I'm African and French. Shit. I know I'm from Bordeaux.
Really? We all are, if we want to go deeper.
Not all of us. Not everybody.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Sorry, Mr. Jamaica. Never been to Jamaica, but Mr. Jamaica anyway. But go on. Carry on.
I'm not Jamaican. I'm an Israelite.
What are you?
I'm an
You're
Israelite.
British. You're black.
I'm an Israelite.
He's the Israelite. What?
Mad thing, innit? You're right, ready?
Oh, wait.
That's why you're golden, isn't it? That's why your skin's golden. Yeah, I knew it.
It's the light. It's the bowl.
So, plant-based Savvy says, mother is Mauritian. Oh, yeah, mother is Mauritian and half French. Okay, cool.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Oh, look, Dickie's getting tired. That's the Dickie's detail.
This I'm saying, but I didn't know Mauritius. I thought Mauritius was off the continent itself.
Oh,
I thought it was like near like
Mauritius is now a little island. A little island, innit?
Near Madagascar, innit?
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, it's almost been another hour. So do you want to restart the Insta? Are we doing another hour again, or what are we doing?
I'm done. I'm tired, bro.
I'm tired.
And eat and snooze.
Time to go to bed.
I've had a very busy couple of days. I'm tired.
Okay, well, I've just been corrected. Look, plant-based Abby says no continent of Africa, but in Indian Ocean.
Okay.
Yeah, that's where it looks up.
And it also says good talk, guys.
Thank you.
Well, I think, yeah, time to wrap up. So look, we'll be back next week's Friday, 10 o'clock. Obviously, we'll make sure that the video is ready for everyone by Monday. No pressure. Make sure you check it out on the YouTube.
Yes. Go on the YouTube, my people, and give it
I need to start hyping YouTube
and
now.
all of that.
I'm going to start hyping it anyway, don't worry.
Yeah,
I think a lot of people are not actually aware that it's on YouTube, but I'm going to start hyping now. Because,
Yeah,
you know,
so
if you wait for Mr. Trudeau to hype that, I will be waiting forever. You get me? There'll be about 20.
Listen, I don't hype stuff. You feel me? Either you with it or you're not with it. You feel me?
No, that's so true.
I hype, man. You feel me?
But how can you be with it if you're not aware of it?
Pay attention, B.
Not everyone pays attention. Ashley.
Oh, boy.
Guys, I just wanted to say big up Truuu Talk podcast. Thank you for having me. I didn't say much, but I was listening, you know. I'm a listener. So,
Girl, you came over here looking fire. You brought your energy, girl. We appreciate you.
Are you coming back? Are you joining us next week, Friday again?
only if you're not here.
Wow.
I had to get you back.
Wow.
Wow. Sticky, you're not very popular. Your popularity is going down, bro.
I know.
It's all love. It's all love.
Well, actually,
But you see, when she's in my DMs, I'm going to screenshot that to you guys.
yeah.
They all end up in the DMs, innit, Sticks?
I'm going to block you.
Go down in the
They all
DMs.
start off blocking him as well. They always start off blocking him. You get me? And then a week later, he's in
No,
them
I'm
DMs, boy.
All right, it's all good. It's all good love, man. But guys, until next week, hope you have a good weekend.
Yes.
Share, hopefully we'll see you next week Friday, 10 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And
we need a screenshot before we leave, though.
yes, yeah.
don't leave it. Don't do it on the live because it's mad. But
All right. All right, let me shut down the live. So, guys that are on the live, again, thank you for tuning in. We'll be back next week, Friday, 10 o'clock, same time, of course. And hopefully you'll see the video on YouTube on Monday.
Tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend. Is me.
All right, see you later. Let me stop the live. Hold on.
Who's taking the
All right.
snapshot today, though?
Live is finished.
what did you say, you, by the way, you, Mr. Truuu?
So who's taking the snapshot today?
Me, I'm taking it because I do it better than anyone else. Hang
Already.
on.
I
Wait
you
there.
better post this.
Wait there. Hang on. I gotta find the fucking sticky.
Yo.
You better pose. Come on,
Pose.
Stick. Ready, Stick? Hang on. I fucked that up. Wait there. Fair dues. I look nice. I never look at